Recently, I've been getting a lot of messages asking me about how to get into PC gaming for just 800 Canadian dollars. So in today's video, I'll show you guys how to build an awesome 1080p gaming machine here in 2026 regardless of the AI boom memory shortages. But first, if you don't want to have to deal with the headache of finding the parts, putting it together, and then testing it to see if it fully works together, then you could check out my website woostenstechflip.ca where I have fully built and tested custom gaming PCs for sale locally ready for you to pick up and start gaming. The link is down in the description if you are interested. If you're not, let's continue with this PC build guide. First up is the motherboard, and I actually pulled this Asus B550M OEM board from a local trade-in for just 90 Canadian dollars. You could easily grab something similar or better locally used for around the $90 price, and if you're lucky, maybe something brand new might go on sale for around that $90 price tag on Amazon, Canada Computers, or Memory Express. And what's great about this specific board is that it comes with 4 RAM slots and 2 M.2 storage slots. That gives us a super easy upgrade path later down the road. Though keep in mind, I definitely would not recommend going above a Ryzen 7 5700X as it got pretty weak VRMs. Also from that same trade-in, I snagged the air cooler off of it for just $10. It's nothing crazy, but it's going to run much quieter and keep our temperatures lower than a regular stock cooler. And for the CPU it's going to cool, it is the Ryzen 5 5500 that I got off Amazon for around $145 after taxes. It's a 6-core 12-threaded chip with a 3.6 GHz base and 4.2 GHz boost clock and 16 MB of L3 cache. Now I know what you're thinking. On paper, a Ryzen 5 5500 might not look that crazy when you could find a brand new Ryzen 5 7500F on AliExpress for around $180 shipped. And it's true that the 7500F is way better than the 5500, but if you go with the 7500F, you'll have to get a more expensive AM5 board and an infinitely more expensive DDR5 RAM kit. Since we are on the topic of RAM, I managed to hunt down a kit of 16GB 2x8 sticks of Team Group DDR4 sticks clocked at 3200 mega transfer per second on Facebook Marketplace for just 80 Canadian dollars. Now I know how YouTubers and TikTokers have absolutely plagued people with the idea that you need 32GB of RAM just to open a game these days, but honestly, for a budget focused 1080p rig, that is just not the case, and you'll see exactly what I mean later on in the benchmarks. Next up is the storage, and I managed to snag this 512GB NVMe from Marketplace for also $80. The specific model's name is PC401 from SK Hynix. It has a read speed of 2500 MB per second and a write speed of 1500 MB per second. Although it's not anything to be excited about, in 2026, I really cannot complain for the price. And although it is a used drive, it's been tested with a 98% health left on Crystal Disk Info. So it's basically brand new and got tons of life left in it. Speaking of parts with tons of life in them, here we have the graphics card, which is this AMD Radeon RX 6600 8GB card that I swiped from Facebook Marketplace for just 200 Canadian dollars. And because the entire AI tech boom loves only Nvidia for now, you should still be able to easily find this or the XT variant for around 200. On top of that, AMD just confirmed they are porting FSR 4.1 to RX 6000 series cards earlier next year, which means that this card will be able to keep up with the newer games a bit longer. But in order to keep the card alive, we would need enough juice to power it. Which brings us to the power supply, which is this Snowman 650W bronze non-modular unit. And I've actually been using these and buying them directly from my supplier for about 2 years now. They have been decently reliable for most of my budget builds. But since you are building this locally, something like the ASA 650W bronze unit will be readily available at Canada Computers for around $6-7 after tax. To finish up the build, I got the super clean WJ Coolman Micro ATX tower case from a friend for just $75, and he even threw in 4 ARGB fans pre-installed with a controller for me for free. This case got a glass door and a glass front to show off the build, and it's got a drive bay and a PSU basement for hard drive and SATA SSDs. Something similar you could get on Newegg would be the Montag Air 100 that frequently goes on sale for around $70. Also, because the OEM motherboard doesn't have built-in Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, I went on AliExpress and picked up AX900 USB Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth adapter for just $10. I've used tons of these in the past, so I know it's fairly reliable. With all that being said, here's the price tally for the build, and it comes to $757, which is well under that $800 budget. I will be selling this locally for $800 though, because I don't make any money off YouTube yet, so I do need to make some money somehow. Also, here's the conversion for some other countries, just in case I get some keyboard warriors telling me that it's too expensive. And with the price breakdown out of the way, it's time to see what this machine can actually do, so I'll leave you guys with the benchmarks and I'll catch you guys in the next one.